Fingers crossed.
Okay. We're recording maybe. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through how to grow Instagram first, and then how to take care of the people that you already have in your following, and then how to increase engagement, and then kind of how to build up your brand. So that's sort of how I organize things. So first of all, how to grow. I feel like this is what we've all been trying to figure out for months, and like, do we follow, unfollow, or do we add so many people each day, and what do we do? Kayla's a big proponent of getting a organic following, so not using any type of follow, unfollow system at all, not using any third-party tools, nothing like that. She also doesn't say like you need to go hunt down 50 people a day or something like that. Like, that's not her MO, which I was very drawn to, because that's the first time I've kind of heard like, don't freak out about how many people you're following all the time. It's okay. She more wants you to reach out and ask your audience what they want, and then give them that, and people will find you. So in your stories, it's a really great way to ask your audience what they want, not just the fitness part of you, not just the health part of you, but like the other parts. Like, Jessica, since you're on the call, like, do you want to see more horse stuff? Do you want some tips for your pets for the winter? Do you want, how I do the mom thing and full-time job? Things like that, like things that work in your niche. Ask them about that and what they want on there. And then on your page, not just in your stories, start posting about that stuff. Don't just start posting more about your fitness. Start posting about those aspects of your life that your audience wants to know more about. Which, I mean, I'm very intrigued by the horse showing thing. I didn't actually know you did that. And then I saw a post that you just put up, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is super cool. And it's so targeted. I feel like you could have big success with that. So that's kind of like how you ask your audience what they want, and start doing that. The other thing that you can do to find out what people want is use Facebook. So, we've talked about, when you're on Facebook, go into groups that support your niche, right? Like, so I'm a mom, I'm in mom groups, I have lupus, I'm in lupus groups on Facebook. Go through those groups, be active in those groups, and what are people asking in those groups? Because that is basically the audience you're trying to find on Instagram. But they're not going to be asking those questions on Instagram. You're just going to be telling them the answers. So like, a lot of my people in my lupus groups want to know natural remedies to feel better, how to have more energy, easy exercises they can do at home. So I am not serving my audience if I'm not posting stuff about that on a regular basis, because that is what people who are hashtag searching things are going to be looking for. And once they see that pop up on their feed, they're going to follow you because that's valuable to them. And that's the whole point of Instagram, is to be valuable to other people. It is not like Facebook where you're building like friendships with people. You are giving people value. They are following you so that they can have value in their newsfeed. Let's see. The other thing she had mentioned is that, just ignore my daughter, she's in bed. Is that every single post you do in your newsfeed can have some kind of a hook. She said, think of hooks just like a newspaper headline. Like, you would never have an article without some kind of headline. So every single hook is going to be like the purpose of your post, whether it is just something related to like a call to action or not. It doesn't have to be related to that. It can be just like, are you a mom too? Or that's a really lame one, but something to that. Get out of here right now. Go to bed. You're not going to get hot lunch if you do not listen to me. Sorry, so distracting. No, go. I'm sorry. Whether it's going to be about something Beachbody related or not, it should have some kind of a way for your audience to engage with you. So even if it's just like, do other moms feel me on this? Or how, what essential oils do you recommend? Or, anything. have that be the purpose and work backwards. So think about what you're going to ask your audience before you write your post, and it might be a little bit easier to think of content that way. She said as far as length of post, as far as trying to be super disciplined about what you're posting every single day. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the length as long as it fits into the, the amount of space. Then just, that's fine. Don't worry about that. She'd rather you be organic than, authentic than not. So don't pre-plan too much if it's going to throw off your mojo. Another way to grow is to follow hashtags. And so this was something new to me that I started doing because I was doing trying to find people and then follow those people and then find their followers and follow those people and then unfollow people who weren't following me and blah, 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 blah. It was a mess and I didn't know how to keep track of it and I didn't have any success at it. So I started following hashtags that were meaningful to me. So again, lupus warrior, mom of 2 kids, I think is one. Just ones that fit my niche very, very well. I follow those and then engage on those hashtags. So once you start following a hashtag, they will show up in your newsfeed as posts. And whenever you see that, just like it and then comment on it. But don't just comment a heart or a smiley face or that's cute. Comment something that will try to keep or get conversation going. So those workout pants are super cute. Where did you get them? Or, oh my gosh, I have this too. When were you diagnosed? Or something to that effect. Just to keep the ball rolling and the conversation going. The thing about Instagram, at least according to Kayla, is that the way the algorithm works is the more you want to see those hashtags in your feed, the more you'll show up in people that are following those hashtags as well. So it's like a reciprocal thing. So they want you to spend time on those particular posts, and then they will put your post in front of those people also. So it's not just a quick hurry up, it's you actually have to engage on those. But if you follow the hashtag, you can follow as many as you want and they all show up in your feed. So if you're spending 15 minutes a day just scrolling your feed, as long as you're paying attention to those hashtags, you're going to be fine. Which that's basically all I've been doing, and it's been helping a ton. Just to get meaningful conversations started, to build trust with people that I'm starting to get to know a little bit faster. So I highly recommend doing that. And then how to take care of people that are already hanging out with you. They're already following you. They already know who you are. What do you do for them? We've spent so much time talking about building our Instagram and growing our Instagram. I feel like we've been slacking as far as actually engaging with our people and giving them what they came to your page for, which Brittany touched on this too. I feel like this is where we can really grow as a team, grow as coaches, is to take care of the people that are already following us. So don't count on that number of followers going up every single day. That's not the big metric to measure. You want to measure your engagement on your posts right now, how meaningful your posts are to other people. And the way to do this is, so your posts in your newsfeed are ways to grab new people, but your posts and your stories are how you nurture your audience. It's how your audience really, really gets to know you. So your posts on your newsfeed should be more of that curated look, more themed. You should have a reason to post on there. You shouldn't necessarily just be posting pictures of your kids' first day of school. Those people that are finding you aren't necessarily going to care about that, but that's going to go in your stories because people that are following you want to know about your life. And that's where you're going to talk about them or talk about your day-to-day. That's where you're going to show up without your makeup on. That's where you're going to show up and be the hot mess or working out at 5:45 or whatever else. So that is the way that they get to know you. You don't have to worry about hashtags on there or locations or anything like that. People don't search for people from their stories. They search for people from their newsfeed, which I thought was really interesting, but I think it's also true because if I'm searching hashtags, I'm not going through the stories on those hashtags, I'm just not doing it. So that's a time saver, I thought. And then the other thing is to collect emails. She said this and Brittany said this. What happens if Instagram starts to tank for you? us older coaches, we've already been through this with Facebook. Facebook business pages used to be a huge thing and it fell. And like, we had to basically reinvent how we were on Facebook because everything changed. What if that happens to Instagram, guys? Like, it's going to happen at some point. So we should be collecting emails. And the best way to do that is to have some kind of form that they can fill out. Maybe it's a newsletter that you send out, or Brittany's person had recommended some kind of a freemium, which is like a free thing that you can offer them that adds value to them. I did a little like autoimmune recipe guide, and that's done really, really well for me, which it's like 10 recipes. It's like no big deal, and none of them are mine, but it just is a way to build trust, and people want that stuff. So they're very, very willing to give an email address. And then you can input all those email addresses into something like MailChimp. MailChimp is free up to, I think it's like 1,000 people. So like for me, I think I have like 400 contacts. It's 100% free to do as many emails, like campaigns or whatever they're called, as I want, and it keeps all of your email people in one place. So I can input all my Beachbody people and input all my people that got my free groups and freemiums and all that crap, and I'll keep them all in one place so that I can distribute news to them through their email, which especially if you're going off of Instagram, you have to, yeah.
Okay, so you use MailChimp. Do you separate out your freemium people from all of it, or is it all together?
It's all together. I mean, you definitely could if you wanted to be more organized. I was just kind of learning and playing. Yeah, and it's like, I don't have that many people, so I kind of know, but yeah, like now that was what I did. Like I got all those emails together, and then I was able to send them all an email about pumpkin spice latte or pumpkin spice Shakeology that came out, and was able to start conversations that way. Maybe when I have something new free to offer, I can send everything to them again, and then follow it up with another like challenge group invite or something like that. So it's basically like having another form of social media, but it shows up right in their inbox instead of having to depend on them logging into Instagram, looking at it, and reaching out to you, which is kind of nice. So how to increase engagement with the people that you already have. The best way to do it is to do both your stories and your feed. She said there's not like, especially if you're asking in your stories, like, would you rather see stories or do you rather scroll the news feed? You'll find out it's like 50-50. So doing both will boost you in the algorithm, and it keeps you at the top of everybody's, feed, whatever they're watching, and it applies to every single person on Instagram. So that's the best way to do it. I know for me, sometimes it's just easier to do the stories because I don't have to think about it so much. It's super important to keep that feed consistent too. And Brittany's person recommended once a day. We've heard that over and over and over again. That's kind of the goal, I think, is like once a day. And then here's the kicker. This was the one that was kind of a hard pill for me to swallow. Engage with people twice as much as you expect them to engage with you. So if I'm hoping for 10 comments on one of my pictures, that means I need to be leaving like 20 comments on other people's pictures. If I'm hoping to get 40 likes, that means I should be liking like 80 pictures. And obviously, right? Obviously that's not super realistic for me, but it did help me understand that when I'm getting 10 likes on a picture, that's a direct reflection of how active I've been on Instagram. And Instagram does that very methodically. So it makes sense. Instagram wants you to be active on Instagram. It wants you to be posting, or not just posting, but engaging with people's posts on social media. It wants you to be searching for things and spending time on the videos and doing all the things that Instagram has created. So by doing that like more passive action, it's going to help you with all of your engagement on your own following, which is, it's kind of nice to know that you can scroll social media and actually be doing your business the way you're supposed to. Make sure that whenever you're commenting, like I said before, ask questions, try to create dialogue. Don't just, say, hey, that's cute or whatever. Ask, how old is your kid? Or I have a 2-year-old too, or whatever. Excuse me. let's see what else. Oh, okay. So as far as like some kind of an order for your posts, because I know Brittany was big on organizing her, like her person is having her do an entire month of organized posts at a time, which literally gave me hives. Like I cannot plan out all of my October posts now. Like I just can't figure that out, especially with new launches, and I just get inspiration, and sometimes life happens and I need to throw things in there. So as far as what to post and when to post it, Kayla recommends just following basically like 3 things. So you give something, whether it's like a recipe or you know, a mom tip or whatever else, give something in your newsfeed post. And then the next day, do an invite to your challenge group or free group or coach or whatever. And then the next day, do some kind of social proof. So if you invited to a challenge group, maybe show up the next day with some results that one of your clients has gotten, or like I did, the picture of all of us working out in the morning. Like, see, this is what you get if you join the challenge group. It's not just me talking about it, it's me showing people that I'm actually doing something, or that my clients are actually getting results, or that we're actually having fun doing these workouts or drinking these shakes or whatever else. So give, invite, and then social proof. She also recommended doing some kind of polarizing content at least one time a week to show your authority. And so that just means like taking a stand on something and sticking to it. I eat clean because X. I eat paleo because X. I am anti-medication for this reason. I will not stop working out even if I'm tired because of this, or whatever. Do something that takes a stand just so that you are an authority on that topic. Also, another time a week, share feelings about life and not just business. So obviously you've got like 3 business posts, you've got 1 polarizing post, and then you have 1 to 2 that you can do about just life in general, how you feel about things. Don't just say like, this is a picture of me with my kids. Talk about the transformation of you as a mom and what it meant when your kids were young versus now, or something like that. Like dig a little bit deeper. That's where you tell your story, and people can kind of see, you know, the real you. But the rest of the time you're mostly giving. Give is basically, you're always trying to serve your audience. So I'm going to go into profile and branding really quick. Basically for your profile, you want as little redundancy as possible. So my handle is Sarah Kelbel. I don't need to have Sarah Kelbel as the first line of my profile. People get that. You might want to explain like who you are, Sarah Fitness Coach, or I think I have Sarah Fit Spoonie, because Spoonie is another term for people with chronic illness. So that kind of gives them an idea of what they're going to see on my page. And then I didn't waste another line of my profile. Let's see. I do something to serve somebody. Like I help women to X. I can't remember what Brittany says, like I help moms find balance or something like that. That is an okay statement for you to do as like your first thing on your profile, because it gives people a better idea of what they can be expecting. If they're going to be your client, this is what they're going to be receiving from you. If they're going to be your follower, this is what they're going to be receiving from you. That's okay to put on there in like a short and sweet sentence. I've struggled with this, so I don't think I actually have one on my profile yet, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Again, like I said, doing a freemium, building that email list. So what I did was I made that book, and then I just created a Google form, and that form is what's linked on my Instagram profile. So they fill out the form to get the free book on my Instagram profile, and then that form notifies me via email that someone filled it out, and then I can send them the book. And that way you're not just giving away your book or whatever it is for free and not knowing who uses it. Now I know that I've had 16 people or 12 people or whatever it is that have filled out this form. I can put their email where I want it and use it later, but here it is. And then it should be about what problems you solve. So you want to think about, you know, what has Beachbody done for you, or whatever it is. Like for me, it's I've overcome illness, you know, I have overcome my anxiety. I'm a mom and I'm also an introvert, so I talk a lot about that. And I talk about like being really devoted to my marriage. So those are things that define me that I'm going to want to put on my profile, which I don't think strays a lot from what we've talked about in the past, but just trying to make it as concise as possible, as few words as possible, and not worrying about all the other like fluff on there, I guess. The other thing about branding you is that you should be in most of the pictures. And I know this varies a lot from what Brittany's person said, and she's going to do a training later this month. So I'm really interested to hear what she has to say about it. But like, don't show pictures of things that don't include you in them if you are branding you, which you are as a coach. Like when people sign up with you, they're getting you. So they need to see you with kids, you with food, you exercising, you out and about, blah, 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 blah. They don't need to see a picture of just your shaker cup or whatever the case may be. And always, always, always serve your audience. So I feel like a lot of the time this applies to me, especially I will post a sweaty selfie and yay for me, you know what I mean? Like I'm just like, I feel like I'm cheering everybody on by cheering myself on, but I don't know that that's necessarily serving them the way that I post it. I might be giving myself a pat on the back and not actually giving any value to anybody else. So something before you post every single post, you can ask yourself, am I posting this to pat myself on the back, or will this actually benefit my audience? And that's kind of helped me, I guess, just rein in my content a little bit. Instead of posting I and me constantly, try to use I and me in the first little bit of it and then switch it over to us and we and you instead, so that you're giving the audience something to take away. You're giving to the audience. Your post is focused on the audience. It's not just focused on you, which is harder than you might think, at least for me. So I think that's it. That's what I have. Is that helpful?
I think it's helpful, and so
I just, I wanted to try to pack all the information in one thing, and I get that it's like a ton, but.
Something I have a question on, that whole give, invite, social proof or whatever.
Yeah.
So you do that day 1, day 2, day 3, not necessarily that it has to be day 1, whatever. But then you're one time a week doing taking the stance. Do those 3 things, the give, invite, social, proof, do those 3 need to be in that order? Does that make sense?
I don't think so. I think as long, she just wanted to say, like, before you do an invite to a challenge group, you want people to trust you. So give something first so that they're engaged with you. So maybe like you could give and then take a stance the next day and then invite the next day or whatever. But just give before you invite, if that makes sense.
I guess in my mind, I would say in a week's time span, you should give once minimum, invite once minimum, take a stance once minimum.
Yes.
I mean, really posting most of them are saying not even just once a day, it's every 24 hours. So you really shouldn't even be posting, but 5 to 6 in a week.
Yep.
So that to me was huge help. I feel like when Brittany said the other day, I don't know how she worded it, but basically like your Instagram, like I feel like Facebook is to be more, anything can be posted, not that anything can be posted, but kind of.
Yeah.
And I think that that's kind of helped me, because for a while, whatever I was posting on one, I was posting on the other. And I wasn't necessarily cleaning things up as well as I probably should have for Instagram. I mean, I was changing my pictures and lightening them up and all that kind of goodness, but I don't think necessarily I was like, if I posted.
Well, I feel like you'll find the content, like, so if I would do it the opposite way and I take something from Instagram and I put it on Facebook and I get like super low engagement and I'm like, why is this happening? But it's like, you have to remember, Facebook used to be like, I'm eating a cheeseburger right now. Like, that is your audience. They just want to know about like Facebook newsfeed is closer to your stories than it is your Instagram newsfeed.
Yep.
Yeah, so I still need to work on that, but it's helping. It's definitely helping.
Well, I'm saying I still need to work on it, but I feel like I've done better now that it's like, okay, I can even see a quote or something that strikes my fancy and I can throw that up on Facebook. You're not going to put that up just as a quote unless that's your profile and how your page looks.
Yep.
You're going to just throw that up and just, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, and you can do that. You can hop over. It can be, you can have 3 or 4 posts a day on Facebook and
1 on Instagram. Jessica, what are you thinking? Do you have questions at all?
I don't know if I know enough about Instagram to even have questions at this moment.
Okay.
I feel like I just learned, my friend showed me how to double tap a picture to like it. Like I'm a baby Instagrammer.
I got you.
that's all right. That's
I didn't
okay.
realize you were such a baby Instagrammer. I'm sorry. I probably completely overwhelmed you.
But you know what? If she
I'm-
has these notes, she can go back as she starts because you know what? A lot of this stuff for now, I mean, I don't want to say for now, but kind of for now, you can probably take your posts from one and put them on the other. That's what I did at the beginning just to get used to posting in general on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know, you can do a workout post one day, something with your kids one day, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to be quite as methodical with Instagram as of yet because you are new to it. You just need to get used to that and finding some hashtags that relate to you that are under, you know, that are like, to be honest, you should probably find when I did what was the IG thing that we did? 21 Social.
Oh, yeah.
Them help me find some hashtags and they were saying you need to have some hashtags that are literally under 100. Like, because you're never going to get to the top of a feed and be in the top spot for a hashtag that's 10,000 plus if you're only getting 20 likes on your 10 likes, 8 likes, 5 likes on your post. You need to go to something that you have a chance at being in one of the top spots because that is also going to put you out into the feed, into Instagram. So find some hashtags that aren't anywhere from 100 to 500 and start with those and build off of that is what I was told. I don't know, Sarah, if that's...
I don't think I did the hashtag thing, but that all sounds, I don't know if I heard it from maybe, it sounds, yes.
I mean, you can use a couple that have more.
Yeah.
Just so that you may pop up into something, but you should be the ones that you're putting either into your post or into the comment section of your post. You should be doing the majority of them with less.
Yes.
Because you're not going to just all of a sudden be in there and then at the bottom and no one's going to see you if they pulled up that hashtag because they're going to see the top people when you pull up a hashtag. So find some hashtags that have less than 500 even. And I think that has done better for me. I feel like I've gained some followers off of doing that. Organically, I've gained followers, not even through using 21 Social. So.
No, it was hard to watch the follow count start to go down a little bit after 21 Social and to see like the daily visits to my page go down, but my engagement hasn't changed at all. And like I said, the sales are, I mean, I literally think I got 3 Instagram sales last month and I've gotten 1 this month already. Like it's bananas. It's because I'm actually telling people things now instead of just talking about myself, I feel like.
Gotcha.
Jessica, I pulled up your page on Instagram and it's cute. No, I didn't even realize that I didn't follow you. I'm sorry. You probably think I'm a bad friend. It's cute. Like it looks, do you use a filter or anything or no?
Sometimes.
It's cute. It looks like you have a pretty cohesive, I don't know, like aesthetic. Is that what it's called? And then like just for your profile, like all you would have to do is instead of just trying to be the best me, I can be saying something like trying to help other women be the best that they can be too, or like, you know, you could just make a really tiny change and not have to do too much with it. Yeah.
Okay. Am I supposed to put the hashtag after my writing on my post, or am I supposed to put it in the comments?
From what I've heard, that's personal preference. I don't think one is more effective than the other. It's kind of what you want to do. I will typically do it in the comments because I got used to it, and that is just how I do it now. So it's just, I just typically don't remember to write them out when I'm writing my post itself. But if you're used to doing it in your post, then I would just keep doing it if it works.
Okay.
I do have an unrelated question. Is a Morgan horse a breed of horse?
Yes.
I got you. Super smart over here.
Yes.
I don't know. Clydesdales. That's.
Yeah.
Quarter horses.
There you go. That's another one.
You know.
Yes.
They're
all breeds.
oh yeah, wait, I knew that.
Yeah.
Trying to think.
What are you, Jessica? Are you at Success Club yet?
No, I have nothing for this month.
Oh, dang, girl.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
It's the first.
Why are you nervous?
Well, because usually, like, I like to have a couple right at the beginning, and then I don't feel so stressed.
It's true.
It is only 4 days in, girlfriend.
I feel like it's basically 2 days in because Monday and Sunday did not count.
Didn't count.
But I'm with you. I like to try. I mean, I think all coaches' goals should be to get to 6 by the middle of the month so that you have that pressure taken off. It just doesn't always work that way.
No.
No.
You know, but I feel like, I don't know, hustle hard. I don't know.
I mean, whatever you're doing, it's working. So you should definitely keep doing it because you're a rock star. I hope you recognize that. Like, we're super proud of you and we're kind of a little jealous of you.
Kind of a lot jealous of you. Like, I admire
we're like, dang, do we need to start showing horses too? Like, how does this work? Like, what are we doing wrong?
Sarah, in one of our conversations, I said, I need a hobby. I said, because she has a lot of friends. And I don't.
So your pedicures. Nail polish colors. I don't know.
I'm not that girly.
Well, yeah.
I get pedicures. That's it. Once a month. You know, I see the same lady every month.
I was going to say, maybe you can like go travel around to different salons and like give your reviews, but that's kind of weird because then you never know what kind of foot fungus you're going to get.
She's the only person who can, her name is Michelle, and she is the only person who can touch my feet. Literally. Larry touches my feet and I kick him.
Oh gosh. Okay, well, if there's nothing else, we are at 46 minutes and I want to keep this going all night because I value your time. Does anybody was this helpful? I mean, yeah, I hope it was.
You probably stop the recording.